Hi friends, it's Stephanie from Lost and Funny Farm, and that's Mr. Big Daddy in the back. Hi. So, it's been a while since we did a garden tour. So let's see what we got going on here, because we made a few changes. Let's see. Also, Mr. Big Daddy cut the grass today. He's such a goat. You the goat, babe? The goat. So, you may remember, there used to be 3 Greenstalks right here. They don't live there anymore because this y'all is our boysenberry bush, which I'll have you know is definitely giving us berries right now. It's a bully. Look how wide it has spread since we moved the Greenstalks just a few days ago. So I had to cage it. This is I wouldn't say aggressive. I'm lying. Listen, I would say aggressive. So we had to cage this last year because it gets so large. The vines go up, they spread out, and then they root everywhere they touch the ground, just like sweet potatoes. So in the cage it went, so that we can try to keep it somewhat contained. But here's my Pearl Glen beautyberry. It is not the American beautyberry. It is the Asian version. It's gonna look just like it, but it's not the native. So, oops, I made a boo-boo on that one. But, girl, check me out. Check me out. Where? Oop. Sorry. Look at that. Look at these. They big and fat. That's a Duke or a Patriot. But anyway. Oh, and my friend Shay bought me the pink lemonade blueberry, and it's got some berries on it. And they will be pink. She pretty, y'all. Look at my Roselle. You was the realest, Roselle. Sorry you didn't make it. Anyway, I know y'all saying, where's those Greenstalks? Because also, hello dogs. Remember there's a Greenstalk right here too? But we realized today that for one, Mr. Big Daddy had to cut down the grass right there. It was so much weeds. And two, that Greenstalk was interfering with us getting past the squash and zucchini to get over there, because sooner or later we're gonna have to harvest this corn, and there's no way we would have got over there. Where's the Greenstalks? Get rid of them. Are you tripping? Like all the way? Put the shrooms down. You're clearly high. Sonny, move. Sonny. Sonny. Sorry, the dog is tripping, y'all. All right, so. Hey, Casey. Anyway, so here's the Greenstalks. So here we go. Here's our Glacier Blue Greenstalk. So this whole row is beans, and we have marigolds also on the second tier. Up here there were basil. It was 2 basils here, and obviously Dusty Miller, because she ain't going nowhere, or he ain't going nowhere. And there was 2 basils here. And y'all, when I tell y'all the basils, they were dustier than Dusty Miller's. But when I pulled them out, the roots had gotten so thick in there. I realized the reason they were declining is because every time I watered, they weren't getting moisture at all. I mean, the root system on the basil, those 4 basil plants was incredible. So they had to go. And then, of course, I planted beans. Duh. Half whiskey barrel over here. So there's a marigold there. Around the bottom edge is all the short stuff and teddy bear sunflowers. And then the zinnias. They about to come through. Zinnia. They coming. So back to the Greenstalks, and then we'll go to the garden. So over here we have the snow Greenstalk, and Top tier, all beans. Second tier, third tier, and fourth tier is all, what is this? New Zealand spinach. And this is the green stalk that is devoted to my chickens. So, oh, and 2 of them didn't make it. So, of course, I put beans in there. Yeah. Lemon green stalk. Looking so fly. Top tier is the African marigolds. Now, these are the marigolds that get really, really big. And you see, they about to come through. They about to come through. Second tier, nasturtium. And listen, they ain't about to come through. They done came through. Look at that. Hello, nasturtium. And yes, I come out here and deadhead them. Y'all, pro tip, quick lesson. You enjoy having flowers? They look so cool. So proud of your flowers. Got your yard looking so good. You have to deadhead your flowers if you want them to keep producing. Otherwise, once your flowers start to decline, they bloom, they look great, and now they are on the downslope. They are now refocusing their energy into producing seeds, because all plants want to reproduce. So once they go to refocusing their energy into reproducing and going to seed, your plant is, the whole plant's on the downslope. So you're going to lose the whole thing. So again, you have to deadhead so that they can keep producing, because they're going to say, oh, I was about to make these seeds. Well, that's gone. Let's put out another flower so I can make more seeds. So you have to keep doing, just keep doing it over and over again. You can extend the life of your plants, of your flowers, until you can't. That was a quick pro tip. All right. And if you see, so see this nasturtium, yeah, I'm ashy. Okay, y'all know I wash my hands 50,000 times a day. So we just come in here, pull off the dead one, and look right there. Predecessor coming up behind it. Our third row here is going to be Nigella, better known as Love in a Mist. They put out beautiful seed heads, but these have not flowered yet. So these are flowering buds, and can't wait to see that. And as you see, they look sort of like dill. They got that wispy look. And these will be yellow. This is yellow Love in a Mist. One of my Love in a Mist did not want to cooperate, did not want to come to the party. So guess what? They magically became 3 marigolds. Next row, sunflowers. One of the sunflowers didn't want to cooperate, so it became a green onion. And these are the short stuff and the teddy bear sunflowers. This one, I don't know. We'll see. Down there, same situation. They became green onions. You don't want to cooperate, we will bibbidi bobbidi boop you into something else. See that? And I was growing green onions in the house, on my windowsill in my little propagation station, my little kitchen propagation station. Y'all, what is that? Lined up. We know what that is? We want to talk about that? We know what that is. Alright, we ain't gonna say it. But what we are gonna do, this is a different nasturtium than the other ones. If you could tell, the leaves are darker. This is the Bloody Mary nasturtium. So it's I guess it's what nasturtiums do, right? They supposed to be trap crops. Trap! Alright, so they did that job. Thank you, nasturtium. We appreciate your hard work. Sorry, y'all. I don't want y'all to see what I'm doing, but these caterpillars can't live here. Yeah. Okay, that was that. What we got over here? Oh, this is the terracotta green stalk that was over there, that was behind me where the boysenberry is. And look, when I tell y'all, these peppers are in here going wild. These are the patio peppers. Get my hand out the shot because for one, I'm ashy, and for two, I'm in the way. Look at that. Peppers going wild. Everywhere. Alright, I don't have to show y'all everyone. I want to though. Just take my word for it. Peppers. Peppers going wild. Peppers. Peppers going wild. All right. Top tier. Got the cinnamon basil. I don't like how the cinnamon basil looks. The opal basil is way prettier. But, all right. Next pro tip. Your basil is going to flower. To extend the life of your basil, you have to remove those flowers. It's the same thing. They're plants, y'all. They will flower. They want to reproduce, make seeds, go home, prepare for the next generation. So please remove the flowers from your basil. Also, all right, let's see. See this flower head on the basil? You get a little closer. She about to flower. So you want to come down. Don't just remove the head. You want to come down to the next set of leaves and remove that. And what's going to happen from here, you'll get 2 more branches. So you will essentially, every time you deadhead your plant, your basil, you make it larger. Okay, that was it. All right, so look, y'all, the zinnias. Okay, so this is what we did. You all may remember that these tiers originally had, the white tier originally had marigolds in it. All the marigolds didn't want to come to the party. This one did. She is pretty. And they preparing the flower. You see that? Flower head's about to come out of there. But, so when they didn't come up, I was like, well, fine then. I got some zinnias all ready to rock and roll. So I put the zinnias in. And then the marigolds was like, wait, I already moved in. I paid my security deposit. So because I don't return a security deposit, you should have moved in when you was your tan. But all right. So I decided I was just going to leave them both in there and see how it goes. Well, it's going. So you'll see this pocket, a zinnia, and a marigold. Marigold and a zinnia, all coming out the same pocket. And I fertilized with a liquid fertilizer. Obviously, well, I mean, I did pre-plant fertilizer when I planted out my greenstalk. Look at this. This marigold is popping. It's actually 2 of them and a zinnia that is very healthy and also about to flower. Y'all, you make the rules in your garden. I know I say this all the time. Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. What you can do is experiment. See what works for you. See what's working in your yard with the sun, how it casts down on your grass, on your green stalks, on your plants. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because what's the worst? If I start seeing one in decline, I can cut it out. I can pull it out and let the other one flourish. It's just that simple. Or I can have the prettiest green stalks ever and have marigold and a zinnia growing out the same pocket. I can do that. I make these rules. I know what y'all gonna say. Zinnias get really tall. I'm aware. And I'm gonna let them get really tall because what's gonna happen, these zinnias gonna get really tall and grow up between the Dusty Miller and the basil. And if this basil keep looking this sad, I'm gonna pull it out and let the zinnias do their thing and you won't even notice. But anyway, this green stalk is not looking so special. This sage is from last year. It came back. I left it right there. It's doing just fine. It just looked thin, but it's doing fine. There was an oregano that didn't want to party. We removed him. There's another one that he needs to go to. Here's some bulbs I planted last year, some lilies, and they are preparing to bloom. I have a buttercrunch lettuce here that has actually developed quite a nice head, so it's about time for us to cut that out. As you know, a whole tier of Dusty Millers. Yo, the dogs. Hey dogs. Hey dogs. Okay, anyway. Green onions, always good to fill in your spot. It's 3 of them in there. Yarrow. Yarrow. This is the salad bowl mix lettuce. I know you're saying, how am I growing lettuce in May? Because I am. More yarrow and another sage from last year. So I really like this tier. This rosemary, she 2 years old, y'all. She big. My chamomile is not doing well in the green stalks, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think they're overcrowded. I'm pretty sure that's like 3. That's my theme song. Train. Y'all wouldn't even know this was me in this video if that train did not come through here busting a move. You'll be like, who video is this? Because it can't be Stephanie. There's no train soundtrack. Okay, now that we got past that. The train. Alright, so we got some more sunflowers down here. Because those sunflowers just seemed like they were so cute. And I'm going to show you some more in the garden that have already bloomed. And then some that's on the downslope that declined already. So that's what we got over here. Oh, that's my lantana that my friend bought me that I need to plant. I'm keeping the roots moist until it gets in the ground. And then there's another lily that we planted last year. And it's growing. But it's at the bottom, so it's getting shade. So as you can see, it's not even about the flower. It's just hanging in there. Plus, I really feel like the Greenstalks are too close together, but I didn't have a choice. I had to move them all over here to Greenstalk Alley. So this is what we got. Check this out. Check this out. Do y'all know what this is? Do y'all know what all of this? I can't even turn this. Good Lord. All of these marigolds are coming from the second tier. Top tier. Calendula. She pretty. Also, I think we talked about this already. I'm pretty sure we did. Dead hedgerow flowers. Sage from last year, left right there. Y'all, these calendula are beautiful, and I'm gonna show you the ones in the back that are all orange. But this is the pink surprise or pink sunrise. Oh my God! Look at that. Oh, it's amazing. Y'all, these are the African marigolds, and they are going to be big, and they are going to do their thing. They are all preparing to flower soon, and I can't wait. Look at that. Look how full this Greenstalk is looking. All these marigolds are coming from the white tier. So this is a 3-tier raspberry, and my 3 tiers I added. I bought a snow raspberry, a 3-tier snow, and then I broke it up. Over there was a 5-tier snow that I broke it up and put a glacier blue leaf tier in the middle. Anyway, we've been through this already. It don't matter how many tiers it is. You know what? On these eyes, ain't no tears because the growing is going amazing out here. No tears. None. So we have I forget if this is the orange hat or the microtom. They're coming through. Now the plants look terrible. I don't know why. But I mean, as terrible as the plants look, they've been getting fertilized, they are adequately watered, but they might look dusty, crusty, and rusty, but I tell you what, they working. And you know what? These plants like my hands. They ashy, but they getting the job done. Look at that. Every single one of them covered. Now, we pulled them when they're, see how these are green, and these are changing color? That is when people say that tomatoes are blushing, that means they are changing color. They are moving to the next stage of ripening. So because these are going to be yellow and orange, they're not blushing into an orange red color. They're getting yellowish. You can take them down. Let me tell y'all the lie that people are telling out in these streets. What is vine wrapping tomatoes? You thinking that you're going to the store, you're getting a vine wrapping tomato. It sounds so romantic. Why? Vine wrapping tomatoes are lazy tomatoes, because once they started blushing, you can pull them off. The fact that you just left them out there until they turned red and they had to run outside and get them before they cracked because it was going to rain, you don't need to ripen it. Tomatoes put off ethylene gas, which helps them to continue ripening. Tomatoes ripen off the vine, just like bananas ripen off the vine. But if you notice, if you put a tomato or banana in a fruit bowl with your oranges or lemons or other fruits that have already finished ripening before you buy them, what you'll notice is that those fruits will accelerate their ripening, and they will start to get mushy and they will decline, because the ethylene gas is coming from your tomatoes and your bananas. It's also working on the other things that are around. So that will cause your other fruits to also want to accelerate their ripening, but they've already ripened before they were sold to you. You don't get unripened apples, right? Apples are ready to go when you buy them. So now that you put them near something that's trying to push their ripening process, that's already done. So the next step for them is death, right? So vine ripened tomatoes is a myth. Tomatoes are tomatoes. Once you start seeing them blushing, once you start seeing them turning colors or moving on to the next phase, they are ready to rock and roll. Pick your tomatoes, bring them in the house. Don't put them in the refrigerator. Group them together, and together they'll put off enough ethylene gas that they will ripen each other. And this is how your tomatoes are sold. This is how they're shipped. They're picked once they start blushing. They're packed together, and then they're shipped. And while they're shipping, they're putting off the ethylene gas. And by the time they get to the store, they have ripened enough. They're red enough for you to go ahead and purchase. Vine ripened tomatoes, myth busted. Back to these Greenstalks. Okay, we got this is evergreen, y'all. That's right, you saw it here first. Shasta daisies, Gaillardia, Indian blanket flower, white snapdragons. These been in this Greenstalk for 2 years. Those Johnny jump ups, I don't know who invited them. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for jumping up, volunteering for this shift. Definitely did not. Hey, dead head. Dead head. Might still look pretty. Think it got another day. It don't. Don't give it another day. Anyway, that's what we got over here. And then in the empty spots, let me turn it. What am I doing? Another short stuff. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 sunflowers. And you see the sunflowers are about to start getting heads on them. So that's that. And if you know me, like I hope you know me, I started these from seeds, in addition to the petunias that I also planted, which I started from seeds. But anyways, terracotta number 2. What we got here? Same situation. We got some Rudbeckia. Started it from seed. Some of the leaves be looking tough on the Rudbeckia, but we pull those off and we keep it moving. You know what I mean? Ain't no stopping us around here. And Rudbeckia, in case you didn't know, is Black Eyed Susan. Lord, these so heavy I can't even turn them. All these marigolds you're seeing is from the white tier. Dusty, my boy. There's some petunias up in there. And do I dare hit the petunias? You better believe it. This Greenstalk now also has the mini bell peppers in it. So look at that. Are they cute or what? Yeah. And did I say covered in peppers? I did. Oh, this petunia all in the way. Let me keep turning. Get to the next one. Peppers, y'all. They in there. They in there. These peppers said, we don't play. We came to slay. Now, let's squeeze our body back here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna grab this. We're gonna walk through here to get to blackberry Greenstalk, because this is she, y'all, because she too pretty. You know what this is? Yes, we do. This is dragon tongue beans. Top tier, second tier. Beans, beans, beans. Actually, I picked a bunch this morning. Left the smaller ones, but the other ones I picked this morning, I sort of ate them before I even got in the house. So I want to show them to you. I do, but they part of me now. Look at that. But they look like this. Absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful thing when you get what was on the front of the package, when they look exactly like they promised they was gonna look. It's a beautiful thing. But we're gonna let these keep going. Salad bowl lettuce mix on this whole tier here. More beans. And some miniature sunflowers at the bottom. Because why not? So this year we decided that we were going to plant a lot of beans. We got beans last year and we loved it. But we realized that we loved it so much that we didn't have enough. So I said, well, what we're going to do, we're going to devote these green stalks to flowers, and beans. And the flowers are so that we can attract our pollinators of all kinds. We look for nothing in particular. Whoever come out here and pollinate, come through. So that's where we at with that. Let me show you what happened. Deadhead. This looks terrible. So while we standing here, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Anyway, it's so easy. It's so easy. It takes 1 second to get them out of there. Get them out of here because these will go to seed. I actually made a mistake a few days ago. It was hot. Yo, I'm sorry, I mispronounced it. It wasn't hot. It was hot. It was hot out here. And I came out here and then first I melted. And then once I got myself reconstituted, once I got myself back together from the meltation, I don't know if that's a word. It's not a word, but we're going to say it because listen, sometimes be so hot, you have to make up words just to describe it. When I recovered from the meltation, I realized that one of my petunias had gone to seed, but I definitely collected the seed, sprinkled them right back where they were, and then I did hit it. Okay, where we at? Cherry blossom green stalk. So in here we have yellow beets. Yellow beets on this tier. Well, we know what top tier is. Green onions and rosemary. Coming through. Yellow wax beans. Yes, sir. So only put a bean in this pocket because it had all yellow beets, and then that one also didn't want to go to the party, so I uninvited it and replaced it with, you guessed it, beans. We know about this, right? We're not going to discuss. All right. So again, I don't remember if this is the orange hat or the micro tom. It don't matter because we gonna eat them. Also, when I pick them, I don't separate them out. They all go in the bowl together. But look, the plants look semi good, and then they start looking crazy. Look, this one's still putting out, but look how it looks. I don't necessarily know if I love that. Look at it. It look crispy, but it's still covered in tomatoes, and it's still growing. Look at that, crispy, but the tomatoes still growing and maturing. Look, some of them look great. Some of them look not so great, but that kind of is what it is. We're coming to the end of these green stalks. Lord, when you got 14 green stalks, you're trying to talk to people about them. It's not fast. So this whole top tier is the dwarf sunflowers. It's the short stuff sunflowers, and as you can see, she about to give us sunflowers. Next tier is Dusty Miller and Nasturtium, every other tier. This is the Nasturtium majus, so the jewel nasturtium that gives you plants in all sorts of colors. Flowers in all colors. So you just don't know what you're gonna get from that one. So every other pocket is a nasturtium, and every other pocket is my boy Dusty. Look at that. She's so pretty, buttery yellow. It's like that moonbeam. Lord, like the moonbeam coreopsis is this color, this light creamy, pretty, romantic yellow. Look, more. Got another one coming. So guess what? You get a car, and you get a car. Get them out of there. Bye. All right, these next two tiers are forget-me-nots. I should have done my research a little bit better. Y'all see how far they hanging out And they flowered. They pretty. Do y'all see that? It's very few flowers in nature that are blue. And these are the same blue like borage. So I love that. But they're forget-me-nots, and you all may know that my father passed away a few years ago. So these are for him. His favorite color is blue, my favorite color is blue. And listen, we're not gonna forget him. All right, strawberries over here. So my next project is going to be to take these tiers down and separate out these strawberries. And I'm going to tell you why. There's too many of them in each pocket. Also, yeah, that's happening. It's too many in each pocket. When I pulled out the brassicas, I have some empty pockets. So my idea here was, as I'm getting runners, see this runner? The pocket next to it's empty and it's got a landscape staple in it. So what's going to happen, I'm going to put that runner in there as soon as it's long enough to reach there. And then I'm going to put the landscape staple down to hold it onto the soil so it can become its own plant. And then once it's living its own dream, I can separate them out. I can cut the umbilical cord. So I've got plenty of empty pockets for that. I also have kale trying to grow back. So last one, the strawberry lemonade Greenstalk. She pretty. Marigolds, beans. These are shallots up here. Beans. Where you see beans at this, the yellow Greenstalk was its own 3-tier Greenstalk. It was over in the garden. Let me back y'all up some. And so she had spinach in her. She had spinach, shallots, and chives. So these are the chives. I cut the heads off a few weeks ago. So where you see something else on the yellow tier, on the yellow part, that's where spinach was. So beans, marigold. The strawberry, obviously she knew. We got her as soon as strawberry came out. It was online, placing our order. Got 2 of them. Yeah, because that's what we do. Oh, I guess that means I got 15 Greenstalks because I keep forgetting about the one on the front porch. So anyway, oops, miscounted that. Shallots. This thing is big. Let me put my hand behind it so you can see how big we talking about. She is big. I think it's time to pull her out. And then more chives. I had just started these chives a few weeks ago, so they're doing quite well, multiplying nicely. And then more beans and more chives. And that yellow tier at the bottom has a shallot in it. And then the empty pockets, beans, marigold. Woo, I am out of breath trying to talk to y'all about these Greenstalks. But let's go into the garden and we're going to zoom through the garden because we already at 32 minutes and we only looked at Greenstalks. Look, we ain't looking. Look, fruit trees. All 15 of them. They're doing just fine, y'all. Just in case you want to know. Pears is pearing, peaches is peaching, plums is plumbing, figs is figging. That was the fruit tour. That was trifling, but we'll come back and do that another day because honestly, I'm tired of talking. All right. We traditionally up to now have grown peppers in grow bags. This year we said we're going to do this in these beds and see how they do. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth. The shishitos are shitoing. Look at this. I got the labels in here somewhere, y'all. I would love to tell y'all which peppers they are. And I can't even see the tags no more. But it don't make a difference because guess what? We're going to eat them. Oh, that's a bell pepper right there. That's the A2 bell pepper. I can tell you that. So leisure pepper right there. I forget what this is. This sage, been here for the longest, and she is in amazing condition. Mint, put it in a pot. A new sage. This is catnip. This is Nepeta cataria, not cat mint, catnip. Catnip is the one that cats go crazy for, but it also is a notorious vigorous self-seeder. So it flowered. It was real pretty, y'all. I cut it off. I cut the flower heads off before they could go to seed. But I will tell you this, catnip is amazing at keeping mosquitoes away. All right, back to your regular scheduled program. This is parsley. Yeah, it's big. And I know you're saying, hey, Stephanie, it's bolted. But we get swallowtail butterflies. So this is also one of their host plants. If you notice, the flowers are flat at the top. These are called umbel flowers. What's the root word there? What word do we hear in that? Umbel, like umbrella, because they're flat at the top and in the shape of an umbrella. There you go. There's your lesson for today. I'm on the other lessons I was teaching today also. Well, anyway. So these flowers provide an excellent landing pad for lots of your pollinators, but especially your butterflies. So after a while, you will notice that this will be covered in caterpillars and butterfly larvae. So there's that. So I'm not cutting this back. As you notice, everything's growing just fine around it. And y'all, can I tell you something? Can I share something with you? We're having no problems with the peppers growing in the raised beds this year. I'm very excited. We got jalapenos. We got jalapenos, y'all. Jalapenos is jalapin. They everywhere. We have some celosia. Yep, you know what that is. Then I got this big old arch. There's a petunia hanging up there. But what I wanted, this is the cardinal climber. So I just planted them right here. And as you can see, they are climbing up and they will put out a red flower. So I thought it would be so pretty, especially once it fills out. What's in these grow bags? I'll tell you. So they look like ground cherries, right? However, look how large they are. Because these are just like ground cherries, but not exactly. They are Cape gooseberries. And these plants are covered in them. They're all over. We have a pepper here. This is a super hot pepper. Beans in here. So this section is the blue lake bush beans. The middle section is dragon tongue beans. And that third area is going to be the golden wax yellow beans. Here we have this bed split in two. This half is lima beans and this half is black eyed peas. And yes, there's petunias in here because why not? I need flowers, and of course there's snapdragons in here. Now over here, what do we have here? Some basil. They got flowers on it. We was outside today, but we was doing other outdoor projects. Mr. Big Daddy cut the grass. And y'all, it's mandated that I help him when he's cutting the grass. Not cutting, but moving stuff. Because honestly, all the stuff that's in his way is garden stuff. So I have to move stuff. Anyway, this is happening. This is the sun sugar from Haas. Cherry tomato. These are the spoon tomatoes. And I got these off Baker Creek. And I don't know if you can see them. It's actually a ton of tomatoes up here. And this is their size. That's how big they're going to be. So, and you see that these tomatoes are all covered in flowers. Speaking of flowers, yeah, they pretty. Calendula. Oh, remember I said we run experiments? Okay, that's another Cape gooseberry. So I decided that since these wood chips have been in the ground, the soil over here has improved tremendously. So yesterday I planted a mini white cucumber there. There's 2 Kajari melons and another mini white cucumber, and they're in the ground because I want to see how they're going to do. I can no longer see the labels. This is a Kellogg's breakfast tomato right here. And it's going to be pretty big. So for right now, I don't have any tomatoes just yet. Because the big ones take a little bit longer, but they coming. This one is, this is the pink tiger. I think that's a paste tomato. It's a medium-sized tomato. This orange accordion. And it's some more back there. Actually, in order for us to harvest all our tomatoes, last year we literally had to go outside of the fence to get the ones off the bat. We had to harvest our stuff from outside of the yard. Yeah, that's the orange accordion. Don't ask what this one is. And you see there's basil in here. That is the opal basil. There's sweet alyssum at the bottom and marigolds and some green onions. We got the whole situation going because we're not playing with these bugs. Right here we have Amish paste. Hope you can see her. There she go. This is a green onion from last year that we left all the way bolt. So I will collect those seeds when it's time. And what is this one? Heavens to Murgatroyd. I wish I could see the label. I can't see the label. That's unnecessary truck activity, but okay. I'm pretty sure this is a Super Sweet 100. No, it's not, because the cherry tomato would have had more. We'll get back to you on what this one is. I think this is the Blush Tiger. We got a pink tiger, and I think this is the Blush Tiger, but we'll see. Anyway, extremely tall snapdragon. Over here, sage that's flowered, and I cut all the flowers off. Hey, pro tip, when your salvia, which is sage, flowers, cut it back, and you will get in about 3 or 4 weeks another full flush of flowers. And then once those flowers start to decline, cut it back again, and you will get a third flush of flowers that should last you almost all the way to the fall. So that was that. All right, what we got here? Look at that. These okra flowered. Now the flower closing up, and these okras about to be oaken like this. Where am I looking? See that? Closing up, and a full-fledged okra right there, which this needs to come off, because if you let them get too big, they're gonna get woody and disgusting. Pansies from last year, I left them right there. Amaranth, and this is the Amaranth Love Lies Bleeding. So we have 1, 2, 3 Cape gooseberries and another one in the back by the tomatoes. And then these are huckleberries. Oh, over here, eggplant. See that? They've all flowered, and that is a Swiss chard in the middle. Ignore that. Basil, eggplant, and these sunflowers. Oh my gosh, these are the short stuffed sunflowers. Remember I said they're not going to get but so big. They just have a short life. They took forever to bloom, and then they came, and then they were like, well, bye. But let me back up so you can see them, because they are quite nice. If you see, they're low growing. They're not even a foot tall, and I love it, which made them perfect for the Greenstalks. Y'all, here's the orange hat. See that? They killing it. And I ain't gonna tell you that this is a 5-gallon bag that has 4 plants in it. But we put some peppers in, of course, in grow bags. Peppers like to hold hands, so some of my grow bags have 2 plants each in them. And the 5-gallon grow bag, peppers do good in 3-gallon grow bags. So the 5 gallons, I put 2 peppers in it. And as you can see, they are not complaining, because our peppers are peppering. They're not complaining. Here is a huckleberry right here, and can you see? She is huckling. More peppers. Look at this. This is a cayenne long. She long. There's a bunch of them in there, but wait for them to turn red, so we're not gonna mess with them. Basil and a pepper, and that's a straight up basil. But let me see if I can get over here. Oh, my lantana. She's so pretty. Oh my God. These are Sugar Rush peach peppers, so they are the super hots. Hope you can see them in there. Yeah. Do y'all see the amount of berries on these huckleberry plants? Good God Almighty. Good God from around the world. This bed right here that we always walk past is 3 by 3 by 2 feet, and the sweet potatoes are going in there. I was going to come amend it, but I remember that sweet potatoes they like terrible soil. This is where the carrots were. This is a 25-gallon grow bag. We're going to put sweet potatoes in there too. Y'all, tomatillos. Yeah. So they look just like ground cherries because they're all in the same family. They're all nightshades. So for tomatillos, you have to have one of two separate varieties. So one is the verde, which is green, and the other one is purple. And you will see our purple, the green tomatillos in the purple bag. Go figure. The purple tomatillo. Y'all see them? They look just like ground cherries because they're in a husk. But if you eat verde sauce from Mexican food or Hispanic food, it comes from tomatillos. Y'all, make sure you have to have flowers out here. Otherwise, how will your plants know? How will they call the bees over? I know how they'll call them. With zinnias. Yeah. Gomphrena or globe amaranth. Now this has, this is the buddy purple, the atomic purple, and the strawberry fields. Another ginormous snapdragon. This is the nasturtium yeti. It's yellow. Nasturtium majus hanging over there. Borage, a giant comfrey, a ginormous borage. Onions is Australian brown onions. These are potatoes. Onions that I let bolt. Look at that. And the bees work these constantly. So I'm just going to leave them there to bolt. And then when the time comes, I'm going to collect the seeds. And I know I passed these. This is the other 3x3x2 bed. Full of potatoes. I have Northern Red, Kennebec, and Yukon Gold in here. And then, I know what you're saying. It looks like early, but like, yeah. I'm ready to pull them out. 7-gallon bag here. This is the tall 7-gallon bag. Also full of potatoes. And let me show y'all something. I came in here being nosy, right? Now I planted these all the way at the bottom of the bag. Y'all see that? There's a whole potato. Let me cover it back up. Whole red potato, y'all. You know I'm psyched up, don't you? Yeah, I am. Let me see what we got over here. All right. So this bed is going to be rather full. Don't tell me I overplanted it. I do what I want, and I make these rules. These are the historic artist bin pansies from last year. We have a cucumber here. This is a mini white cucumber, mini white. Then we have a honey rock cantaloupe, cucamelon, Kajari melon, the muncher white, the muncher cucumber, another Kajari melon, a tender sweet watermelon, and this one does not have melons on it yet, but the other ones do. And my cucumbers are coming through. What's this here? This is, I can't see the labels no more, but they're underneath. Sugar baby watermelon. Y'all, say hello to my sugar babies. Say hello to my babies. And loofah. See that big bush right there? See that big bush? That's oregano. It is rather aggressive. Not invasive, aggressive. Make sure you cut it back if you don't want it to get this big. It's starting to flower, which means you're going to get seeds. I'm okay with that. If you're not okay with that, make sure that you stay on top of cutting it while it's flowering. Or cutting it back. You keep cutting it back, it'll keep growing because it wants to flower. And you can keep refreshing your plant. So I'm going to give this a hard chop, probably about 2/3 of the way down tomorrow, because it is outrageous. And we're going to put it in the dehydrator. You know what that is in the corner, don't you? That's my boy Dusty. So then yesterday I put in some, this is Dunja squash. This is the Parthenon carpet one. And you see flowers. These zinnias about to come through. Snapdragon's about to open. A Dunja squash, a black beauty zucchini. And there's actually an elephant garlic right there. So these things I'm going to let come this way. Because the other stuff is what needs to climb up the cattle panel. So that's happening. There are five Mongolian giant sunflowers right here. And they are big. If you can't tell, they're giants already. And they still got some ways to go. This cucumber looks, I don't know what to say about this one. It looks ashy, but it's fine. Hello, ladybug. But water's looking so dusty. We've eaten several cucumbers off this already. It's putting out. And this is the wrong side, mini white cucumber. So you see what color they are? And they get round. They're actually like eggs when they come through. All right, we almost to the end, y'all. And then we're going to go in the house because I'm tired and my daughter's cooking out. All right, another 10-gallon bag of potatoes. Over here we have peas. Oh, we skipped the peas over there, didn't we? It's peas right here, y'all. There is actually a 10-gallon bag right here. There is a cucumber plant right here on that little cage. A tomato right here. I gotta tell y'all about this tomato, y'all. To tell you, this tomato is called the Norfolk Empress. She's GMO. It's the only one I have. It's the first time I ever grown one. I wanted to see what it was going to be like. We actually tasted one of the tomatoes at a friend's house, and she gave me this plant. So it's not in any bed with anything else. It's in its own grow bag. It's in a 5-gallon grow bag, and she's doing really good. She's got a lot of tomatoes on her already. What am I looking at? They're going to be purple. They have a not tough skin, but the skin is firm on the outside. But inside, it is beautiful. It's purple all the way through, and it tasted delicious. So again, it's called Norfolk Empress. I know people got a lot of problems with GMO. If you do, I understand it. I wanted to try it. I wanted to see what it was going to be like. Like I said, I tasted the tomato. We both tasted it. We both really liked it. So when she offered me the plant, I was like, well, yeah, why not? Because I make the rules in this garden. Yeah, I don't know if I told you that before, but you make the rules in your garden too. You grow what you want. I'm sorry, y'all. It's that time of day, and I'm getting ate up. Anyway, we closing it on an hour, so let's get over here and get finished. All right, so peas, and I forget which beans I planted. I know which beans I planted. So these beans, look at them crawling. The purple ones, you know what they are. That's the purple potted pole beans. We got rattlesnake beans. We got the Taiwan, the Asian yard long beans, and the Kentucky Wonder pole beans. So don't ask me which position what is where. Just know that I repeated the cycle. So yard long beans, rattlesnake beans, purple potted pole beans, Kentucky Wonder, and then I started over again. But I ended up with peas right here. And these beds are 10 feet long, 2 feet wide. So I devoted the first full foot of these beds to flowers, and the second foot to the vegetables. Y'all, look at this. When people say trap crop, it is some plants out here that the bugs love more than others. They all scattered. And I'm pretty sure that's the potato beetle. See it? Just covered in them. This plant, this amaranth, this is the amaranth dreadlock. And look, it's pretty. But it's covered in those beetles, as you can tell by the leaves. So, y'all go ahead and eat that. Stay off my potatoes, stay off my beans. What, there go one. Oh, it flew off. That's right, you're doing the right thing. You don't want to be on film. And then, bless you. Bless you. Sorry, y'all. My borage. She blooming. This is a 10-gallon bag with some borage and some chives. Don't ask me what this is about. I ain't had no business. So that's what I did with my business that I didn't have. And then we have honey boat. Oh, which one is this? This is the honey nut squash. You see her? Do you see her? She got a friend in here, I do believe. Oh no, this one just has one. This one has multiples. See, look, there's one that's coming right there. There's one that's here to say hello. This one I think didn't get pollinated. It seems to be aborting, so we'll let that one go. You go ahead and you go with God, boo. And then there's another one right here that looks like it was pollinated. And then this is the honey nut squash. So far my honey nut squash has not put out any female flowers. So we don't have anything on this. We just keep getting male flowers. And listen, I'm okay with that. I'm okay, because they coming. Look at that. You see the amount of flowers in there? The flowers that are yet to open. Yeah, they coming. And then this is a Chadwick cherry tomato. It was on the porch, just doing nothing. And it was about 3 inches tall, because I didn't plant it in anything. So I put it in the grow bag and let it go. And finally, y'all, we're at the end of this video. We are ending this on a good positive note. We ending this with tassels. 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 Y'all know what we looking at? Yeah, you know, it's the cone. Now, I'm going to show you so you know what we're talking about. This is me standing beside the corn. I'm holding my camera straight on. I'm not holding it like up like that. That's cheating. This is me straight on, next to the corn. It's taller than me. So, anyway, y'all, thank you so much for joining me on this updated garden tour. I know it took a long time, but y'all, 14 Greenstalks. I really should have broke this up and just did Greenstalks today and the garden another day, because we still ain't done we haven't been into the greenhouse. There's just so much I have to see. Y'all, I love it. And then let me know if y'all want to know more about flowers, especially perennials and natives. What am I looking at? Because we have a lot to talk about there. I know I usually don't take y'all to the front yard, but my entire front yard is perennials and natives. Don't require supplement of water, which means don't require you to water unless you're in a drought condition or significantly hot. And if you're here in Virginia, like most other parts of the country, we've been in drought conditions. So other than that, I do want to tell you all more about flowers, the benefits of perennials and natives. And big secret here, I know I never say this. I am a Virginia Cooperative Extension, Suffolk Master Gardener. So if you have any questions you want to ask about anything going on out here or in your garden, let me know. And if I don't have the answer right away, I will get the answer for you. Anyway, like I said, thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you again in the next video. Here we go. Look, Lord have mercy. Y'all want to see these calendula on the way back? Because I said we was going, but I cannot just go without y'all seeing this. Honey. All right, I'm going for real. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.